Good morning, everyone. Nala's on day 6 of her estrus, and she's certainly trying to avoid Kenai a little more here now. She's definitely trying to avoid Kenai more here now, simply because he's steadily trying to initiate something, and she's certainly not ready for it, and he is at it a lot. So she comes up to the patio, almost like, "Protect me, Mommy. Don't let him near me just yet." So I tells him, "Stay down, you're not coming up here right now," and she comes up here. Yes, you. Yes, you. You got to stay down there right now. She wants time away from you. She's still licking, still bleeding a lot. Aren't you, baby girl? Then you got Dodger. And the girls all moseying around. Still quite early. Hey, Aria, what are you doing, my princess? No, quite a relaxed morning here this morning. Even with the girls. Dodger. What are you doing, Nala? What are you doing? How is everything, girlie? Oh, careful that hole. I gotta fill that. The holes they have dug, oh my goodness. Hopefully now, when spring comes, we can get them nice little sandbox for them to dig in that can go down by the doghouse. Where the little fake owl is, we're thinking I'm putting it in front of that tree. Oh, there goes Dodger digging a hole. Speaking of digging, that's where the sandbox will go. In front of that tree. Or underneath that tree, I should say. He crying for Miss Nala. But Miss Nala wants no part of it right now, do you, girlie? No, you don't. Careful that planter. Touch it. She's completely ignoring him, just like, oh my goodness, will he stop? This is no Romeo and Juliet situation. Hey girlie, see, I'm early in my heat cycle and I'm in no mood to do no hanky-panky. It's Claire. There's Claire. There she is. How you feeling today? Huh? You're just watching. Yeah? Your boat's down there. You're down there. Yes, how are you? What are they doing? Out of that step, guys. You don't need to be under the step. Dodger, honey, out from under the step, please. You're gonna end up hurting yourself. Dodger. Dodger. Out from under the step, please, okay? Thank you. Good boy. Good listening. Oh, Claire. Claire. No, no, no. Honey. Way too rough. I know you're a big girl, but you can't do that. It's a little too rough for me. Oh my. Careful, he's still teeny tiny. I like to play so rough. Going prune in the tree there now. That's what they're going to do. As you've seen in this portion of Nala's cycle, she is licking, but she isn't licking excessively or extremely a lot. When she's indoors, she has her Pampers on, her diapers, her heat diapers, whatever you wish to call them, that end up going on her. So that prevents her from licking during that time, gives it a break so she's not at it. But that is not any cause of a concern with her. If your dog, though, is excessively licking and they are in heat, just be very wary of it because it can cause irritation and dryness. If they're at it a lot, try to prevent it by placing the reusable diapers, which you can get on Amazon. That's where we got all of hers. Or you can get the disposables. Walmart has them. PetSmart, a lot of pet stores have the disposable ones. They might have reusable too, but I've never seen them sold in those stores, just the disposables. He's still crying for her. You see him down there? It is now later in the morning. It's roughly 10 a.m. now. We were out here earlier, as you've seen, but went inside. They all had a nap, and I actually had a bit of a nap too because I didn't get much sleep last night, and I've been just really tired lately. Listen to him. I'm sorry, but she does not want to right now. I'm sorry. She's not interested. Hey, Nala. Yeah, see, I'm not interested in you right now. I'm sorry. And who knows, she might not be this cycle. And she might later on, which they normally do in the second stage. The female tends to start showing a little more interest. She's gonna lick and clean herself there, okay? But normally during the first stage, which Nala is in right now, they don't really show the males much interest. Some dogs do, but ours doesn't. I'm sorry, Kenai. I'm sorry, my buddy. Hey, baby girl. But there's no pressure on her. And if in the second stage she still doesn't show him interest, it's okay too. Yeah. There's no pressure for her to have puppies. If it happens, it happens. If not, we're okay with that too. Hey, girly. It's whatever you want, and whatever you feel. She already had 2 litters of puppies. So if she feels that, I'm not into it now, that's okay. I'm sorry. You might have to wait. And the 4 puppies are out playing. Ooh, careful, they are quick. You're so silly. Dodger. Careful. Sorry, girls, we got the gate closed right now because Nala wants some space. Kenai. Sorry, you can play down there though, okay? No. Layla and Ariel. Be nice. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Nice. Nice. Good girls. Nice. Nice, Miss Layla. Nice. Okay. Yeah, my girlie. Did you want to go down now? I can open the gate. Oh, here he comes. And here comes brother. Be careful on the stairs there, okay, Miss Lay? Another thing too you might be curious about is if a dog in heat experiences pain. And the answer to that question is yes. It's not uncommon for a dog to not experience any pain when in the heat. Just like a female who is on their time of the month, their period or menstrual cycle, who experiences pain, a dog is kind of the same way, but the pain is a bit different. All you can do is just make her very comfortable and just help her as best as you can when it comes to making sure she's relaxed and everything. But yes, they do experience a bit of pain when going through their heat cycle. You just got to monitor it and make sure it's not to the point where it's excessive and causing extreme discomfort, because if so, certainly contact your vet right away to make sure there's no complications. Same with their bleeding. Keep an eye on their bleeding, especially when they're in the phase 1. Make sure the bleeding isn't going on for weeks on end. Make sure it's not extremely heavy to the point that if they have the disposable diapers on, they're drenching them completely. Now with Nala, she's being changed out of her disposable diapers every other hour. I gotta see where she's to. She's over here. There's Kenai. There she is. But I'm literally changing them out every hour, roughly. She's being switched out of them. Sometimes every other hour if it's nighttime and bedtime. Or she's in the middle of a nap and it goes a little bit more than an hour, I won't wake her up, I'll just wait. But it's good to keep those changed. It's good to keep those changed as much as possible to prevent any infections or anything of our area. But no, like I said, if it's excessive bleeding, showing that she's in excessive discomfort or pain, anything like that, your dog, certainly contact your vet right away. If the bleeding carries on for weeks on end, contact them, because the bleeding should only occur for roughly approximately 9 days. Once your dog goes into a few heat cycles, you'll start to get a routine and understand how long it roughly lasts, especially if you start tracking and monitoring it. But it should be typically 9 days, about that. And it depends too on the breed, the weight of the dog, the age, all that stuff too. But again, female heat pains that they get are certainly different than what a female human gets during their period or menstrual cycle. It's not the same type of pain. But again, like I said, all I can do is just make her comfortable, keep her relaxed. He stays very close to her. Yes, you do, don't you? Is that your wife? Yeah, is your wife? Another question some people might have is if you can walk your dog when it is in heat. And yes, it is safe to walk your dog when they are in a heat cycle. There's nothing. Now, unless you start to notice that she's having some discomfort when walking and she's kind of refusing, I wouldn't then, but it is typically and normally safe. If she's showing that she's in discomfort during a walk when in heat, that's another telltale sign. I'd probably contact the vet to make sure that things are okay. The puppy's still down playing in their doggy house. Oh my. Kenai chasing her around. He's like a fly. Buzz buzz. Following Miss Nala bee. Dodger. Sniffing around. As I stated earlier, I said about how Miss Nala wears diapers, which helps prevent excessive licking as well with a mess inside the home, things of that nature. But in case you're wondering how long typically to leave those on, in case you have errands to run, work, whatever, rule of thumb, normally the longest you should leave them on a female dog is approximately 4 hours, especially in the mornings when they wake up and before bed. Every morning when Nala wakes up, the first thing we do, she goes outside, does her business, pamper gets changed. Before bed, she goes out to use, fresh pamper goes on her, she goes to sleep. But approximately every 4 hours, you should change them out at the most. Again, you don't want to leave it on your dog too long because of irritation and stuff, as I stated earlier, or any infection. And she's like, go away, Kenai. Kenai's like, but I'm in the mood. And she's like, yeah, well, I'm not in the mood, dude. Get with the program. Get with the program. Back off. Back off. But you're just so pretty and you smell good right now. Yeah, well, I'm not ready for you. Get away. Mr. Kenai. I'm gonna sit here now and a lick and you're gonna leave me alone. Okay, I'll just stay here then and watch you and protect you. Oh my, two of them. And then the girlies are just playing. And Dodger's playing with the girls. The sissies. Now, as some of you do know, two of the girls are spayed, and Layla is next up and scheduled to be spayed. And some of you might have concerns when it comes to spaying. Some of you might be for it or against it, and some of you might not realize and think, because you probably heard people say, oh, my dog became more aggressive, or my dog became more laxy after it happened. And the thing is, for the first 3 weeks, yes, your dog's personality does change a little bit. If they become a little bit more groggy or just annoyed because they just had surgery, that's normal, that's typical. But in terms of them becoming more aggressive or your dog becoming more hyper or anything like that, those are natural personalities. Hey, Ariel. When we got Claire and Ariel spayed, their personalities didn't change at all. For the first 3 weeks after spaying, yes, they were more tired, they were more groggy, probably a little annoyed because there's stitches and stuff like that, but no, any personality, major personality changes, they stayed the same. So if you ever have a concern of that and you're afraid that, oh no, if I spay my dog, they're going to change, they're going to be different, that's not the truth. Their personality traits are their personality traits. That's not going to change because of a spay. That's who they are. Look at the leaves falling. Now back to dogs being more aggressive. This can actually happen though. The personality can change during a heat cycle. Like I said, with spaying, it's roughly 3 weeks and they're back to normal again. Their personalities, their personality traits, they're not going to really change in terms of being a happy-go-lucky dog, this, that, and the other thing. But when they are in their heat cycle, because of all the hormonal changes, they can become more aggressive during that time, and that is something you want to watch out for if you plan on not spaying your dog. If they go through a heat, they can have a tendency, listen to the wind, look at the leaves falling. Oh my goodness, look how the leaves. But if you don't plan to spay them and allow them to go in the heat, some dogs, depending on the hormonal changes, can cause aggression. They can become more angry, more versatile. I miss Layla. And that's something else you want to really watch out for if you're allowing your dog to go into heat. Luckily, our dog, every time she goes in heat, she's a bit moody and edgy before she starts her heat for a few days. She isn't now over the top, but she is a little bit more on edge because of things changing. But when she's in heat, I gotta say, she's pretty chill, pretty more relaxed, which is good. Kenai's still following along. That a significant increase in hormonal changes during a heat cycle can cause irritability, nervousness, and it can also cause a bit of pain during ovulation. So again, if you plan on not spaying your dog and allowing them to go in heat, just be aware of aggression. It's something that can occur. Thankfully, and I'm so happy that with Nala, we have no worries, at least not so far. She hasn't had any issues when it comes to being extremely aggressive. I cannot say the same for other dogs, or if you plan on, with your dog, allowing them to go in the heat. It all depends on the type of dog.